Hello there, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Jennifer and you're watching Newegg TV. Today I'm going to be giving you a product overview and demonstration of this 2-in-1 griddle and warming buffet from E-Ware. So I have taken everything out of the box and unpackaged it and also wiped it down as you should before your first use, but I wanted to get all that prep work out of the way so I could just go right into the demonstration. So on the top you can see I've assembled it as a buffet, which is what I'll be demonstrating for you first. You get 3 clear plastic lids to cover each of the warming trays. The warming trays come out individually for cleaning and are non-stick, which means no dishwasher. So you definitely want to wash these separately. Now this is plastic and stainless steel construction with an electric element on the inside. So let's move these to the side here. Now taking a look at the settings, under each of the warming trays you have the option for off or keep warm, with the exception of the center tray, which you have off, keep warm, which is if you have something in the buffet like a cooked food item already. And then to grill or cook, you would set it to either grill for using it as a griddle surface, as I'm going to do, we'll make some fried rice in a little bit, or cook to use it as a stovetop surface. So if you were going to perhaps set a pan on it or some other item where you would need to boil water, so that's a slightly higher heat setting. Each one of these has a heat indicating light so you know whether or not that element is on or off, and also there is a power indicating light which will illuminate once the griddle and buffet has been plugged in. So definitely pay attention to those lights because they will tell you whether or not this surface may be hot. And also make sure that no small children could reach up onto the counter and touch this, because this surface that is holding the buffet trays and also will hold the griddle surface will get very warm. So small hands could reach up and grab that. You definitely want to make sure that it is clear of walls and also any human hazards. Okay, so I have set up a buffet tray of food for dinner tonight. And in it I have a chicken pasole soup that I've made, a coconut and pork slow cooker curry, and then some pasta to serve the curry over. So I've got my serving spoons here, and I'm just going to set them inside the soup. And the lid, each one of the lids has a nice little divot in it that will allow for a spoon to show up on the outside there and kind of hold it in place so that your guests won't have to search around for a utensil, and also allowing it to keep the food nice and warm. So I have it all set up here. Now I'm just going to go ahead and plug it in. And so we have power indicated, so it is plugged in, we know that. And I'm just going to switch these to keep warm, and each one of the little heat lights will click right on. So now this will just keep all of the food at a nice, consistent, even, warm temperature while my guests are serving it up. Okay, so now I'm going to disassemble this real quick and show you some grilled fried rice. Okay, moving right along now to using the grill top, I'm going to make us some fried rice. I like making fried rice because it's a great way to use up little bits of things in the fridge, like when you only have a couple little carrots left in the bag or just a couple green onions left you don't know what to do with. What I'd like to do is I'll make a lot of brown rice when I make it, because it usually takes about 50 minutes to cook brown rice. It's about twice as long as white rice, but it's twice as good for you, so it's better to use. And then I will just portion it out into bags and then freeze it so that anytime I want to do this, I have rice ready to go. So I'll usually cook 5 or 6 cups of rice at a time, just so that I can always have it on hand, which is a great way to go. So that when I get, my little leftover carrots and green onions, I can quickly whip up some egg fried rice. So on my board here, I have about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm just going to add to the grill, which I have set on the grill setting, and I've just been letting it warm up. Go ahead and let that melt. This is a non-stick surface, so I don't really need this much butter in order for the rice to brown, but I'm kind of butter-centric. If you've watched any of my other cooking videos, I really love to work with real butter because it just makes food taste so much richer and actually isn't as bad for you as most people think. I don't cook with margarine at all because I just don't feel that it's a good natural thing to cook with. So I use real butter or I use olive oil. In this case, butter, because it just makes the rice taste really rich. I'm going to go ahead and add, I have 1 clove of chopped garlic. And the butter will start getting that really pretty brown caramel color as I go along here. Just kind of spread it out. I want that garlic to start getting a little bit clear, releasing all of its oil and smell and flavor into the butter before I add my vegetables. So I add the vegetables first because the carrots are going to take a little while to cook. You want them to still have a good bite to them when you serve them. Definitely don't overcook them, but they are going to take longer to cook since, as I said, the rice is already all the way cooked. You want to get those carrots at least started before adding the rice. Okay, so my carrots are starting to get a nice bright orange color, indicating that they have cooked a bit. I'm going to move them right over to one of the sides here, which is going to be a little bit cooler than the center, and just let them hang out, finish cooking a little bit while I add some more ingredients. Next, I'm going to add the rice because I want it to get kind of a nice little caramel color on it from the butter and a little bit of crispiness to it. It being brown rice, it actually still has, you know, the husk of the rice attached to it, and that gives it a nice bite, and it makes it actually a little bit easier to brown because you just brown the outside skin of the rice and it gives it really nice crispy consistency when it's done frying. Just set that there like that. My bowl aside here. Okay, next up, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and some cracked pepper. That. The nice thing about the grill surface versus doing this in a pan is that you can actually spread out and have a really large cooking surface going on the food. So I can actually spread this down to a really thin layer, and that way it cooks a lot faster because you have so much surface area of food touching the grill instead of doing it in like a round pan where it's not going to heat quite as evenly up on the side, so you're going to get the rice is going to be really crispy in the middle of the pan but then not on the outside so much. And also you have to stir it a lot more. Set these aside. Okay, I think I'm ready to get my egg going. So I have 1 egg in a little bowl here. I'm just going to crack it to my bowl. I have a little fork. Go ahead and mix that egg up. I'll be a little bit lazy and I'll just toss the egg onto the grill and then mix it that way. But with a grill like this one, it'll actually cook the whites too fast. So I prefer to use a bowl and a little fork. And then I'm just going to toss this right here on the grill and get that started cooking. Try to keep it from running away. My counters are actually not level. Okay, so while the egg is just kind of sitting over here cooking a little bit, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce to the rice. There we go. I'm going to stir that in. Bring it away from the edges and towards the middle. Try to minimize the mess. All right, so now I'm going to start incorporating all the ingredients to the center. So I'm going to fold in my carrots and green onions. Bring the eggs in. Even bring the rice over to the eggs. That might be a little bit easier. All right, well, this is smelling great and I think I'm ready to serve it. So I mixed in and incorporated all of the egg, and the carrot is coming right along, so this is definitely ready to serve. I'm just going to scoop it out into a bowl here. Actually, I'm going to shut off the griddle so it'll stop cooking. Unplug it so I can be sure that it is going to cool off. Now I'm just going to scoop it into a bowl. I want to thank you for joining me in my kitchen today while I demonstrated for you the 2-in-1 buffet steamer and grill from E-Ware. If you liked this video or found it informational, please like it and subscribe to our various YouTube channels. Until next time, I'm Jennifer, and thank you for watching Newegg TV.